Hey everybody, this is Sophia. How are you? Welcome to my YouTube channel, Black Woman Redefined, for sisters only. Certainly, these messages are meant to bless anybody that listens to them, but on my mind today, specifically as we prepare to roll out our webinars and get ourselves prepared for the end of summer and going into the last quarter of this new year, I want to pose a question. And I think it's a question that we as Black women have asked ourselves many, many times. And that is, can Black women get along with other Black women? Can we work together? Can we build businesses together? Can we collaborate together? Can we soar together? And I think that if you were to take a survey of most Black women that you know in your life, that you work with, etc., your church, sadly and regrettably, most people would say emphatically no. I thought of this topic because a good friend of mine is running for political office, and she's a Black woman, and she, of course, gave the management of her campaign to another Black woman and to another woman who does marketing, and, you know, she was very pleased with her choice, and a few weeks in, they just bailed on her. There was no warning, there was no sit down, there was no conversation, there was a lot of backbiting, etc., and she called me up really upset, and she said, you know, Sophia, everything you talk about is really true. And she said, I just feel frustrated. The white women in my life that I try to work with, the women of other colors, they don't do this. And if there's an issue, they talk to me. If there's a challenge, we try to figure out how to work it through. She said, but Black women just cut you off. Then they go tell 10 other people not to like you. We're cold to each other. We're mean to each other. We're envious of each other. And she was sharing about another African-American woman who should be helping her with her effort to run for office as a supporter, and she has been anything but supportive. And so I thought about the question because I've certainly asked it of myself many times and spoken about it a little bit here on YouTube with some of the things that have gone on. And I came across this video. I don't get on YouTube often other than to record a message and then I go about my business, but I came across the video titled, Is Sofia Nelson a Liar? And it really offended me, and I know who put it up, and I thought to myself, you know, I can respond to this. Of course, we're going to get it removed because to do that for someone or to say that about someone and to even pose a question like that is defamation. I've said it to you many times. Cyberbullying is a federal crime. You guys don't want to deal with it. You don't want to handle it. YouTube, Google can't police everything all the time unless it's reported. I plan to do it. A number of other people brought it to my attention. We plan to deal with it. But I raised it because it was put up by another Black woman. And it was tragic because, again, there's a better way to handle things. If you don't like something I've said, if I said something that offended you, ask me for clarification. Hey, sister, did you mean that? Was that really what you meant to say? And it had to do with this Tommy Sotomayor issue. And I don't want to get off on a track here because we all know that he's not someone we're talking about, and I don't want to talk about him. But I think it was one of the chats that Crystal and Karazan and I had done where we were talking about the cyberbullying and the hate and the menacing that goes on here on YouTube against African-American women. And my point was, what are we doing about it? And by that, I simply meant there comes a point where reporting the abuse, trying to alert Google and YouTube, and they do nothing, doesn't help us. At some point, we have to take our destiny into our own hands and take legal action and do the things we need to do to protect ourselves personally, professionally, and otherwise. And so, again, I got to thinking about the situation that my friend brought up to me, and I thought about the many instances I've had with professionally in my life with Black women where I've felt blindsided, a gut kick, etc. And so I think all of us have gone through that. But the question on the table is, can Black women work together? Can Black women support each other? Can Black women love each other and be in each other's corner? And of course the answer is a resounding yes. Of course we can. It comes down to a choice. And what I want to say to the women who follow me and to those of you who are younger in particular, and maybe you haven't gotten the right training, maybe we've failed you. Maybe we haven't modeled the best behavior. You know, great story I talk about in Black Woman Redefined. One of my mentors, Cheryl Tucker, shared with me a story. She used to be an executive at Time Life. And she talked about this women's conference she was facilitating. And there were all high-powered Black women there, HR executives, you know, high-powered sisters. And she said they came to a portion where it was an open dialogue, and she said, hey, is there anybody has any questions or anybody wants to say anything and get it off your chest? And she talked about how this one black woman pointed across the room at another black woman and said, yeah, I got an issue with that bee right over there. And of course the room fell silent, and the other woman got up and said, who you calling a bee? And the next thing you know, these two professional women now were literally running across the room to try to physically get into an altercation. Folks, sisters, we can't do that. Now, that may be an extreme example, but if you Google here on YouTube and look at the videos of black women fighting in church parking lots, look at the things we say to each other on social media, look at the news, and look at what we do, you'll know that we have a problem. And so one of the things that I'm going to help us work on is how we deal with each other better as black women. How do we resolve conflict? How do we talk to each other? How do we exit each other's lives in a way that doesn't leave people feeling like they've been kicked, burned, hurt, maimed, used? We're all human. We all have issues. We all get it wrong at times. But again, just watching a couple things I've seen here and the whole incident that went down a few months ago with respect to this Women's Anti-Defamation League and the accounts to get the funds and all this other kind of stuff. I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want any of that in my life. I just don't have time for it. I'm too busy doing good stuff and being constructive. But I did want to encourage us today as black women to do a couple things that I think will help you when you have conflict with another black woman in your life, whether it's in your family, whether it's at the job or in your church. I think there are a couple things we ought to keep in mind. Number one, and this is just my opinion, I don't think anybody has it as hard as a black woman. And I say that because we're women and we're black. As I like to say, the burdens of both race and gender, but neither of the benefits. Black men are men. White women are white. We get neither one of those. And the truth is, life is hard on us. Life is hard on us even when we're successful. Life is hard on us because of the stereotypes and the imaging and the negative body shaming and everything from how people talk about our hair to how people talk about us. It's hard being a black woman in America. And so I want to just say to you a couple rules that I think we as black women should have about each other. Number one, understand that another sister is dealing with everything you're dealing with and some stuff you don't know about. Give her some grace. Cut her some slack. She understands and you understand what we deal with. It's unique. The second thing that I think we need to do is learn to talk and not text, to have courageous conversations, and to just say what we need to say. If you can't be in someone's life anymore, if you don't want to work at the project anymore, if you're not liking the way something's going, find the courage to take that one-on-one, not 10 other people. Do not run down another sister to 10 other people or 5 other people and make them hate her because you hate her. And you know why? Because you wouldn't want it done to you. All of us has been gossiped about. All of us has been lied on, and none of us likes it. It doesn't feel good, so don't do it to other people. I think another thing that we as black women need to do, again, empathy. If you can have empathy in your life, you're going to go very far, because empathy says, I understand. How can I support? I may not be going through exactly what you're going through, but I can be there for you. I think we need to show each other a lot more empathy. And then I think the final thing that we need to do is not get on here on YouTube and bash each other and berate each other. I've seen some videos that just blow my mind about how women are talking about why men don't like women and denigrating other women. That's not who you want to be. That's not what you want to be. And look, I'm not trying to be a Girl Scout here. I'm not telling you you can't have an opinion. I'm not telling you you can't vent about what upsets you. Of course you can. But I think there's a way to go about it. And so what you're never going to see me do, ever, is get on a video and call another black woman a liar. You're never going to see me get on another video and call another woman a thief. You're not going to see me get on a video and call a woman out of her name. I'm just not going to do it because I don't want it done to me. I think we need to take a look at ourselves, though, and we need to own some stuff. Some of us are very angry. Some of us are very bitter. Some of us are very broken. Some of us wouldn't recognize a good man if he walked up and dropped a dozen roses on us and took us to dinner and treated us with respect. We still wouldn't be nice. Some of us don't want to be nice. Some of us have had so much bad stuff happen to us that we just spew out venom on anybody that comes across our path because we just want everybody to be as miserable as us. Sisters, again, I can't tell you how to live your life, but if you're living this way, you're going to know very little joy in your life, very little peace in your life, and very little success in your life, because it does take a village. And I'm telling you right now, I have some amazing black women in my life. Amazing. I couldn't have gotten through most of what I've gone through without the black women in my life. Yes, I have white women friends. Yes, I have friends of other races that support and love me. Of course, no brainer. But my row, my core, my heartbeat, my center, that's my sisters. And I couldn't have gotten this far without them. And I collaborate with a number of sisters on projects that are very successful. And it's because we respect each other. We don't always agree. We don't always not work each other's nerves. But when we do, we speak up, we joke about it, we talk about it, and we give each other grace to get beyond it. And when I find myself in connection with women who operate like some of the women I've seen on YouTube here, and some of the videos I've seen, and some of the disrespect I've seen, or the queen bee that you got to kiss her ring and she's being disrespected continually and all that foolishness, I don't have time for that. I don't do it. I don't engage in it. And I would highly recommend that you adopt that same kind of code in your life, because it'll give you a lot of peace and it'll keep you out of a lot of drama. So that was my quick word today. I want to say that yes, we can work together. Yes, we can support each other. Yes, we can love each other and honor each other and be sisters with each other. And I get back to what Michelle Obama said at the Spelman commencement address in 2011. She said, "We are all we have." I've said this to you before. I wrote a piece on it earlier this year for Black History Month. We are all we have, sisters. If we beat each other, if we sleep with each other's men, if we steal from each other, take from each other, dishonor each other, badmouth each other, trash each other, who do we have left to look out for us? Who do we have to care for us? Who do we have to help us and to honor us and to be there when we get down? I want you to really think about that, because I think about it. And I'm blessed enough to have a row in my life of people who really love me and people who really care about me, and people who correct me when I'm wrong, check me when I'm wrong, but they do it with respect and with love, and they allow me the same in their life. We empower each other so that we can help each other live higher, live better, live more Christ-like, to be candid. So don't buy into the adage, and I've said this many times, run from any woman that says to you, "I don't do other women. I don't do women friends." And what I mean by that, and what they mean by that, is I don't like female friends. I'd rather hang out with dudes. I'd rather be by myself. A woman who says that means it, and you should believe her. I've tried to befriend women like that. I've tried to change women like that. I've tried to be an encouragement to women like that, and it never ends well, because they're too damaged, they're too hurt, they're too broken, and they've made a choice that they want to stay mad, pissed off, angry, and guarded. Let them have at it. Wish them well, pray for them, but keep it moving. And some really great things have happened this year, in the first 6 months of this year. Really great. And several of those really great things were as a result of my relationships and friendships with amazing black women who work black girl magic. And I'm humbled and I'm honored to be friends with those people and to have them in my circle and to be in theirs. So don't believe the hype. Black women are amazing. We're wonderful. We're good. We're kind. We're loving. We're all those things. I think we just have to learn the how to navigate each other better, and how to love each other better, and how to care for each other better. And remember that we're all dealing with the same mess. We're all going through the same drama, just on different levels, just in different ways. So show another sister some grace. Be kind. Treat her the way you want to be treated. And I promise you, you're going to watch your life do some amazing growth. And you're going to see some really positive relationships develop when you begin to take on that attitude. All right, you guys, have a great day, and we'll be back soon. Bye-bye.